Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the match between Spacestation Gaming and Team Soniqs during the North America League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
About all we have left. A minute 17 seconds. Canadian trying to find a way in. That shotgun reveals its position. He just sends it. Such a difficult spot to be in, and he somehow threads that needle. We've seen Wildcard try to do something very similar and be undone by it. But Soniqs not only take down the trench player, Surf gets another kill.
Just be able to shut down that last angle that we see working its way in. But Canadian's gonna pile drive the site with the shield he works on in. Ambi's gonna go down. Surf is planting this. Ashen, can he get it done? He gets one at least, but he can't stop the plant. He'll finally gun down Canadian, but he loses his life on the rotation. It's a 1 versus 2, and no, it's not Canadian that loses his life at all. It's the planter instead.
You saw the M80 game earlier, the guy that often couldn't get the kills when it mattered, but instead, there's nobody behind Canadian. He just walks up, melees J9O, finishes him off, does the same thing to end the round, and I really like this play by Ashen right here, but good on Grixer watching him come off, and unfortunately just nobody's area, spotting and running right into Canadian. He is a bit alone right now, but there are a lot of players holding long angles that can move around this, but Fultz with a pre-play C4, him and Ashen communicating quite effectively to take down that valuable player from round one. Rexon moves in for the pinch, but there is a possibility for a trade here if that mezzanine player gets active.
K9 balcony as well, as he's looking to try and work his way in. A huge flash grenade and a blinded shield player will go down. Soniqs with a quick shot will take out 2 players off of the top floor. It's down to Forrest and Benja, and just Forrest want to try and fight this. He does. He can't get a single one though. Surf on a dime cuts him down. It's left up to Fultz, the longest standing player for Spacestation Gaming, but he's losing oxygen quickly. I don't know if he'll be able to hold on to this spacewalk for long enough to be able to at least get this round going in some considerable fashion his way, but
and it's a small thing, but in both engagements, in fact, all 3 kills Soniqs got the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds were on blinded players. That Malusi right there, blinded.
Be here too. Who's going to win the fight? It's not going to be the young gun just yet. A frag grenade in, and this should be a dead mute. Ashen will go down and become mute. Ambi will as well, as he gets gunned down out of the ump from Benja. And oh my god, it's hell in a handbasket down here. Grixer's going to pick up 2 here, and Sonic somehow, some way, Carter, are back in the driver's seat in a 4 versus 2 with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining.
I mean, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, oh, did Ambi really have to peek there? I think he might have overshot it a little bit. And, well, the rest of the team was behind him supporting it. So, yeah, that's round 3 done. I imagine we'll probably see Blitz to throw a wrench in things before, but these Candelas can easily do something similar. With Ashen playing in Bathroom, could be the very player to be the recipient of them. Nade goes in, Candelas go in, Ashen out of the round so early on, and immediate control of Solar Stairs. Again, Andy maybe overplaying his hand a little bit, as SSG are able to make it 4-4.
Yeah, Soniqs SSG find a decent fight there. Fultz will be able to rectify the issue on the top floor here too. Looks like he might have some semblance of a problem over on the Solarium side of things, but doesn't mean that Soniqs are out of it just yet. Another smoke to be applied. Nobody that's going to be able to see through that on the defensive side either, so it should be pretty easy for Canadian to work his way in, but the timing, Forrest catches the nape of Canadian there as soon as he hops in, annihilates him, and now it's down to a 2 versus 4. This is the strongest round that we've seen out of Space Station thus far, as they've been able to find their moments, their ability to get their counter punch in, and it's finally punished the Soniqs. Surf, though, the second player that joined this roster just this stage, as Canadian rolled on in after Adam and ended up going to the wayside, as well as Merc will swing in through the window. Moment here, nobody really in the area to try and deal with Benja either. J9O, speaking of low health on Fultz, his is at 8. Now he's dead as well, far worse than what we'd seen previously. Ashen with a nice frag, though, will be able to pick up 1, and oh my, Soniqs, what have we got going on this top floor?
Well, certainly Rexon a double for him this round so far. Remember, the 1 player remaining aside from Forrest is down by his own EDDs, so this is a Forrest 1v4 with 25 seconds left. Eyes on the hatch. 1 SQ player right around the corner, but they can drop down into games. They can start firing shots at Forrest back momentarily. Canadian's been in mudroom for ages at this point, but as he sprints on into the site, he spots the remaining player.
Now they know he's over near that west main space, so how does Soniqs want to try and work this last minute to get onto the site?
Remember, this was where he was before. Benjamaster with the first, able to cut down Grixer, traded out, but still doing some deadly damage to Soniqs. Fultz following it up onto Canadian. This is a 2-4 half indeed. I was gonna say winnable round, but the round's pretty much been won. Surf stuck outside the breach, will find one. Nice crosshair placement to pre-fire Fultz essentially, but spotted by a VP and a Yokai. The remaining SG defenders also pulled all the way back in wine. Now, no point in, saving KD or timeout. He will send it, but SSG will get a 4-2 half. But yesterday, they got a 4-2 half against DZ, and it was unfortunately not enough. They lost 5 attacks. So we will need to see some improvement on that side, but at least right now, in round 6.
Still here. No drone around the space. There's no way, right? He sneaks up right behind him. He finds one. He doesn't even turn. He's going to be able to get him. Flicks on a dime. Has the deagle. Don't do it to him, Canadian. Come on. This is above your age. There's no way. Forrest is going to take down Surf, and it's just all falling apart for Space Station. Rexon gets a big kill, a nade out, and it will remove that player. It's a 3 versus 2 for the offense. Canadian not actually able to get much going on this flank.
Oh, he's able to find one, but really nothing else. He's also used that C4, so an extremely chaotic round, but potentially SSG's first win on Chalet attack in 2 days. Diffuser goes down. Sledge is now moved outside, so only actually one player in Canadian's way at the moment, but he has been tracked. The very player I'm talking about is that Deimos behind the half wall, but okay, hold on. He knows what the Deimos is.
Practically mark him and be like, all right, this is a known quantity. There is some potential behind him flanking. He still gets it done, but the rest of the team, the rest of the backbone of the site, just really not there to be able to... Not getting marked by these Bs right now either, so at least from the utility, it looks like this top floor might be clear. Obviously, SSG's not going to think that. They're still going to try and do their due diligence, but Benja, it goes completely awry for him. He's gunned down immediately. Rexon will find yet another one as he'll down Zofia. He'll clean that up there too, and Ambi, he's still persisting. Surf has found a way into the round as well, and it's just falling off the wagon for Space Station.
Now, they tried their best, but they tried to bait out some rotations from Ambi early on, and then they try to go for a clear on that side with way less time remaining window and office and piano itself, and then they just walk up to the shield. There are no Rotero drones, there are really not that many explosives, it seems, and even if you have somebody adding... They're in, Sam. I mean, look at how slow they're moving. Look at how little control they have. They'll send out a smoke, and Fultz with the diffuser will try to be sent in through the breach, but Ambi's just around the corner to stop this. It's on Asha to try and deal with it, but he's ready for that C4. Soniqs are consistently one step ahead. Benja might land that nice shot, but it's advantage Soniqs in round count, in man count, and quickly...
And have it go off without a hitch, and it might be right here. Ashton works his way in, knows somebody's got to be in the closet. He plays it close, and he'll be able to pick him up too. It's actually going to start working its way even more into SSG's favor, but not before Canadian can do something about it.
That's the 3rd time now SSG have managed to get the opening pick, but Rexon on red up top mitigates all of that damage. His teammate picking up that diffuser. How many vertical holes are there? It might not even matter. Benj is able to find Canadian rotating back. There's no angle to stop this plant coming through. SSG will bounce back after these 2 losses. The 4th bomb site tried out of 4 so far this half. They'll likely join Master Bedroom office as the only... crept up a little far into piano, so I do like this. Finds the opportunity. I mean, Rexon peeks out to try to shoot the Rotero, and earlier in the round with Ashen taking down Rexon, but does make it a little bit more difficult. Forrest now pushing up the fireplace stairs, a bit tricky, but does cut down Ambi. Now Surf in a rough spot, but how does he find Benja? SQ have is this 3v3 to hold on as SSG barrel in. 1 player in stock. Do they check it? It doesn't matter because Grixer whiffs. Canadian tries to walk up, but Forrest is there to shut it down. Not well coordinated, and the players aren't hitting the shots. It ends up making them look silly. But when it works, when Ashen is able to land those shots, when Forrest is able to do things like that, Death in round 12, it seems, as well. I thought the Selma had opened up the wine wall and it didn't, so really if you had a parlay on that, it's really looking rough. Forrest is able to find one, but Surf cuts down two. Will be a 3v3 as Forrest, 2 for himself, but he watches Death fly towards him at Mach 5. 2v2. Soniqs still hold control of the site after 6 players make that 7 have now fallen. But that Oryx, the last one alive, no blitz to counter. Just a T5 to try to figure a way into a 7-5 victory. Candelas go out, will certainly stall Ambi from getting aggressive, will allow some time for Fultz to get into position, plant that diffuser. Ambi likely anticipating it will be a plant on the far side. He walks into the Candelas though, and Benja's able to shut him down. Up by Forrest there. We already saw how much work both those drones were doing in destroying proxies, hacking different material, but able to find it here. Very nice. Benja with the opening kill on Canadian. Something that SSG have sorely lacked throughout this series. SQ pretty consistently winning these opening duels, but now it's looking a lot better. The Fultz goes for the hop out, and it's ill-advised. Surf waiting for it, baits it out completely. And so that advantage now gone. Benja very, very low. Forced all the way down in the basement, I believe. He's got to be careful with this flank. His teammates need to win the fight before he rotates back. Benja with one, Benja with 2. The Soniqs players discoordinated behind the play. He's able to survive inside of bottom solar. Surf might find one, but Diffuser's a world away. 15 seconds remaining, and Soniqs need to win this on kills, but nothing's working. Ashen's cutting another down. It's all Surf alone on the top floor, and SSG have bounced.
4. Up against Spacestation Gaming as well. I mean, that's the thing about great teams. I mean, you can either break down or you can try and play up to that, that caliber of play. And as of right now, SSG, all but theirs. You think there's a player around the blue stairs, but they've already got Ashen in position. This pressure, Ambi chooses the top side, and Ben just says, well, that's ill-advised, son. Here's a few pieces of lead for your head top. Removes him from play. The Soniqs now down on man count as well as round count, and a lot of pressure onto them for very first time this season where they're at a losing point, and SSG are looking so solid, especially playing around the blitz of Forrest. This has always been something for Forrest, that is a break glass in case of emergency, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Somehow, some way, nobody dies in that engagement that we just, quickly went away from over on the main stairs, but that's besides this point. Space Station Gaming in a 4 versus 1 up against Surf, and Space Station gets it done.